There it goes. Now it's letting me freeform place it because I didn't have. I'll just place these two. There. So now there shouldn't be any micro gaps. So this time there should not be any micro gaps. I'm half a block too long again. I should queue up my halls. Look at that. Fixed it. Very awesome. Very, very good. That makes me glad. Hopefully, we didn't magically get a micro gap between then and now, but I know for a fact that placing plates or placing beams onto plates causes micro gaps. I should probably show that off, shouldn't I? Here is an example. These are 3 different pieces of frame pieces. These 2 were placed against an existing frame piece, and this one here was placed against a plating piece. So just when you're doing frame stuff, always do your frame first and then plating. Don't do any plating like in between, because it'll cause more issues than it's worth. You can do like this first. You can do hanger first and then the beaming and stuff, but it's still probably the best just to do the beaming first. I guess for this, you pretty much have to do the beams first. Windows are really? I didn't know that. That's good to know, that windows can cause micro gaps. So while we're here, since we're just about out of these all pieces, while they're crafting them, I'll go ahead and build this whole top crown framing pieces. And I'll kind of show you guys how I've been doing frames in general. And then when I'm done with the frame around this crown here, we'll go ahead and build down and across, and then build all of the rest of the device hull. So the way I've been doing framing, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these because I don't want micro gaps in any of the rest of my build. I'm just going to build off of this. But so the way I've been doing it, and I guess I should talk more once I get to that stage, but I'm just going to go ahead and get my framing pieces into the corner. And we'll go from there. Because really the important part is the corner. It's not necessarily anything else. And the way I do it, oop, I'm offset ever so slightly. Offset by half a block, which means I have to use a plating piece. Here. Let's use this for reference so I actually have something easier to reference off. Yeah. Yep. So I do have to use a plating piece, and I just have to make sure that there is no micro gaps. And does not appear to be any micro gaps. So in these corners, I do this. It's essentially just 3 1x1s or 4 1x1s just in corners like this. And what this does is it forces the green lines to go clear through to this junction. And I'll show you what I mean, the difference. So in this beam here, and actually I'll have to put a 1x1 in the corner to show you. This green line only goes about halfway. And a lot of times it'll actually go clear to here. But that isn't quite far enough. When you put a 1x1 against this corner junction, it actually forces the green line to go clear to the corner, which increases your frame integrity rating, which to me has always been an indicator of how well, or it's the frame block optimization, which to me has always been an indicator on how well your frame is put together. So for the longest time, or like most recently, this is how I've been building it, and it's been making cap ships in general a lot more reliable from my experience. So that's how I've been building my corners. And over here you'll see it kind of changes up because of spacing. Spacing, like in each corner, kind of changes a little bit. So here, I believe I have to use more 1x1s than I normally would, right? So here you'll see I have to use 3 to get to that corner. But I'll do the, just like that. So it uses quite a bit of 1x1s, but it helps. And then in this corner, it will be back to 4 again. And then this other corner will be back to, what is that? It'll be back to 7. I've seen a lot of people build entire capital ships out of 1x1s, and they've had pretty good success, it seems. Sounds good. No problem, man. I'm going to go ahead and remove my starter piece. Just clear back to the beginning, and I'm going to base my my whole build off of the hangar now, because the hangar is now the center of everything. And even if the hangar, even if those frame pieces that I just put down ended up having a micro gap, I'm willing to sacrifice it, because I'd rather have the entire ship, the entire capital ship, be micro gapped than just one part of one zone. Especially because we have the hangar hall already built, pretty much all of like base of the hangar hall already built. I built these wrong, so I'm fixing my mistake. That's why you can see I'm rebuilding a section, because I didn't build it to the pattern it should be. It doesn't technically, well, it doesn't technically matter, but oh, I see. I didn't add my, there. Yeah, this should be like that. There. So using the 1x1s in this type of junction does that. But, you know, if I were to tee into this here, like this, I wouldn't use a 1x1 in this type of tee. I would just I'd put a 1x up against the edge and then put a piece here and do this. And then your green line goes clear to the corner or goes clear to your edge. It's kind of a pain because you'd think, oh, I could just slap pieces around, you know, full length and it should be fine, which it totally should be, I think, but it doesn't. It's not. 93% after the whole thing's done. That's pretty gosh darn good. I'm happy with that. Too bad this zone will be indefinitely less, just inherently. I think I'm going to do kind of like this. All right. I'm going to go ahead and grab more Baltium. Oh, yo, by the way, Sasquatch, you your advice about splitting up the network is kind of amazing. Just as an FYI, like that, it's really cool. That whole concept of being able to split the network into two, like it's still the same network. Even it's just easier. You just have a device in between. It's genius, is what it is. It's just pure genius. It's awesome. It works. I do it all. I do it all the time now. Look at this. Look how convenient that is. Like that, and it's just it's such a good idea. So typically you just have all these networks piped together, right? But what Sasquatch told me to try was this. And you literally just bridge the network and then connect it over. Like, I guess normally I would have a device here, so I think I'm just going to scooch this one. Yeah, vastly different price. I think 50 mil is more reasonable. I don't think that's a bad deal for that, really, in my opinion. I just I just know I can also make more from doing other things. So essentially doing this to create a network instead of using T's and stuff. So you have bridge to here, and then a bridge to there, and it all is just one network, and it's awesome. This thing seems like it's lopsided. Did I build this all offset slightly on one side? I thought I measured to the center. It totally is offset. How did it end up offset? Oh. Oh, you know what I did? This is my center beam right here. All right, well that's too bad. I should have checked. I think I am going to leave it though. I don't think I'm going to rebuild it just because I think it would make it, well, it wouldn't really be that bad to rebuild. Just a matter of time. I'd have to scooch over. I think I will rebuild that whole wing because then it will look nicer. It'll be nicer. Because right now it's lopsided. I really don't want that too bad. And this part's really just the same old thing, you know, just plating. So I'm gonna craft 1,000 of these. And just do this forever. So I mean, really, you know, that's the end of the cap ship building. This is just the plating bit. This is really isn't like super important, like informational wise. So I might just you know, finish framing this in a little bit. Maybe do a quick little pointers on where I would place plating. And yeah, that's it. I'll probably call it a stream after that. So the big one, the big thing I would do is I'd plate the outside of these frames here just because it looks the nicest. And I would do it just like this. You know, the whole way around the whole thing. I played it just like that the whole way. And then the other way I'd do it would be I'd do 3 tall the whole way around these devices, just like this. I'd do it on the top and the bottom, so just like this, up about this high. Do it the whole way around. It kind of adds like its own zoning. It, you know, makes it feel like it's its own zone. It secludes it off and hides it away, but it also increases your integrity rating, your like plating rating. So as you can see here, this is the essentially finished product of the capital ship. I'm kind of editing this a day later and had a few tidbits I wanted to mention. The big one was I ended up plating the entire framing around the hangar hall. I did the inside too. And the reason for this was to make the plating rating higher. So in the future, if they wanted to remove any plating from the kind of device structure area, they would have a lot of buffer room and they wouldn't have to replate something else in exchange. And as you can see in this picture, a lot of it got framed. There are a lot more things that I framed that I didn't. I feel like framing is kind of up to the individual, like kind of what you want to do. And it's not really something that I can really tell you what should or shouldn't be done, but I'll tell you kind of what I did. On the device, you saw I did kind of that 3 tall wall on the top and bottom all the way around. And that's pretty much it aside from the hangar itself. And I think I would completely recommend plating around your entire hangar because it actually had the biggest impact on the plating overall. So I figured as a conclusion, I'd kind of mention that. But otherwise, good luck, man. I mean, capital ships are kind of a pain, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.